So far during his career, Robert Whittaker has taken on Israel Adesanya twice, dropping both fights to Stylebender. The first bout saw Rob lose his middleweight crown via knockout, while the second ended with Izzy successfully defending his title with a unanimous decision win, and Whittaker has now spoken about a potential third fight. Today, we're discussing the former champ's thoughts that fighting Adesanya is a terrible matchup, so stay with us. What did the Reaper have to say then? Let's see. Whittaker showed last time out against Marvin Vettori that he is quite clearly the second best middleweight in the division. It's just a shame for him that Israel Adesanya is quite clearly the first. With the two men from New Zealand so far ahead of anyone else in the division, it's likely that their paths will cross again at some point, possibly in the near future. But Rob has recently alluded to the fact that Izzy might have his number. Speaking recently, he admitted that the Nigeria-born Adesanya is a terrible matchup, evidenced by the fact that he's been beaten both times the pair have faced off against each other. Current UFC light heavyweight Anthony Smith recently called Rob the most skilled middleweight in the UFC, to which Whittaker responded by saying, "I 100% agree with that." Rob then said, "Let me just say thank you to Anthony Smith because that's a big prop. I really appreciate that." Whittaker then referenced another point Smith had made, who had suggested that is a terrible matchup for him, completely agreeing with Bisping's podcasting partner in crime. He went on, "It is annoying, a super annoying fight to go through, but I do truly believe I'm the best middleweight in the world. There have also been rumors he could move up to light heavyweight recently. Whittaker would surely challenge in that division, given the absence of one John Jones. What do you guys think?" Rob has also been discussing Marvin Vettori's title hopes. Stay with us. Whittaker battered the Italian for 3 rounds in Paris earlier this month, in one of the more one-sided fights he's been involved in as of late, but the Kiwi believes that Marvin could surprise a few people and actually win the UFC title. Vettori is undoubtedly one of the tougher guys in the division, and before last coming up against Adesanya was on a 5-fight win streak. And Bobby Knuckles sees something in Vettori which many other fighters simply don't have: his lack of quit. Rob, who won the title against Yoel Romero back in 2017, revealed that Vettori definitely has what it takes to become middleweight champ, but not while he's stalking the middleweight corridors. Explaining how he's been able to win so many fights in the world's top MMA promotion, Whittaker said, "I think he has something, that's why he's won so many of his fights. I said this in a lot of interviews leading up to it. He has zero quitting in him." Rob then explained that Vettori's mentality will take a guy very far, before explaining that although there are flashier, more skillful people in the division, Vettori breaks his opponents down with his desire to never quit, describing it as a dangerous trait. Whittaker finished by saying Marvin still has plenty of potential. Do you guys agree with him? It's hard not to, right? Next up are the Smesh brothers about to get another member. Anyone around the world of MMA will be more than aware of the recent bromance between Khamzat Chimaev and Darren Till. But could two about to become three? After Khamzat's recent offer to Rob to come train with him, Whittaker has since responded. Boris was asked about a potential fight with the Reaper should he move up to middleweight, as many have predicted. But Chimaev shocked a few people with his answer, saying instead that he would prefer to train with the Kiwi because he likes him. We didn't see that coming. We know Darren Till is a fan of Rob's, so maybe some of that is rubbed off on Khamzat. We also know Khamzat has targeted those who he feels have dissed him in the past, which Whittaker hasn't. Speaking last week, Rob revealed he was aware of what the Chechen had said, before going on to say he could get behind his point of view about fighting guys he doesn't like, before saying, "If he wants to train together, I want to train together, and we can go hunt bad guys together." However, after his huge weight loss at UFC 279, many have since labeled Khamzat himself as the bad guy. Rob then suggested that joining forces with Chimaev would be a lot of fun, then saying he would like to see Boris take on his former tormentor Israel Adesanya, just because, stylistically, there are so many different variables in play that it makes it interesting for me. Do you guys see Chimaev and Adesanya going down? Adesanya has given his thoughts on Chimaev now. Stay with us. It's safe to say that Izzy isn't a fan of Chimaev, and doesn't seem to have any problem calling him out for his actions either. After dismantling Kevin Holland via first-round submission recently, Izzy acknowledged that the Russian's performance was impressive. However, that didn't stop him from labeling Boris a Chimaev improved his record to 12-0 at this month's UFC 279 event, but the build-up was marred in controversy as Khamzat missed weight by a whopping 7.5 pounds. After the weigh-in, he claimed that the doctors had advised him to abandon the weight cut, but his actions after missing weight didn't help his cause either, as he flipped off media and fans. And, speaking after the controversial event, Adesanya gave a huge shout-out to Holland, who had stepped in last minute to save the event, while also explaining that Khamzat was just a step ahead, 2 steps ahead even. However, Izzy wasn't about to give him props without putting him down, and basically told him that he's still a for missing weight. It's been suggested that Chimaev could be set for a move to middleweight due to his egregious weight miss at welterweight a couple of weeks back, which of course is the same division where Adesanya himself reigns supreme. It's written in the stars for these two to come together one day, right? Give us your thoughts on Izzy's words below. Izzy has shared a promo video for his upcoming title fight with Alex Pereira now. Stay tuned. Adesanya and Pereira will go to war for the third time in just a matter of weeks to decide the middleweight championship of the world. Of course, the first two times they fought were both in the Glory Kickboxing organization, but given the fact that neither of these guys are likely to wrestle or take the fight to the floor, we can probably expect another striking battle. The promo video is intended to build hype for a fight that doesn't need to sell itself whatsoever, as there's already plenty of intrigue as to whether or not Poatan can recreate the lethal kickboxing form which saw him KO the current middleweight champ in their second meeting. Incidentally, that was the last kickboxing fight before Izzy made his way to MMA full-time. During the video, Stylebender gave his thoughts on his previous meetings with Alex, saying, "When I fought him, I thought I won the first fight. In the second fight, he was honestly on skates. The referee saved his because I was about to drop him. The third round, he knocks me out in his own country. That's a beautiful story for him, but I'm still here." Sounds like he might be making excuses a little there. Izzy then went on to say how the previous two fights have led to a perfect storyline, before suggesting he knows how to beat him. We shall see. Who do you guys have? And finally, Izzy has been discussing how much of a threat Pereira is coming into the title fight. Israel Adesanya's words in the build-up to his next title fight might shock a few people. After being beaten by Brazil's Alex Pereira the last time the two met, Izzy has sensationally claimed that he only gives him a 6 as a threat in MMA if he's being honest. Adesanya was discussing his rival's skill set in the octagon, but it doesn't particularly matter where the fight takes place, as Pereira still has the same arms, legs, and brain. Izzy went on to say, "Completely honest, threat meter 6. While this might come across as disrespectful to some, most who know the Nigerian Kiwi have simply put it down to confidence. Stylebender went on to say, "There's one thing he's really good at. It's that left hook, and that's what he catches many people with. He's not going to catch me with a flying knee. Left hook, that's the main thing to look forward to. Yeah, if I can take care of that, I can take care of everything else." Do you guys agree with him? As usual, thanks for dropping by today, and remember to join us again next time when we will be discussing all sorts of other cool bits and pieces. And why not do us a solid by liking and sharing today's video with any MMA heads you know of.